Thanks for stopping by my channel. Appreciate you hanging out with me today. Today's video is going to be about a brush set that I got from T.J.Max. I found it in the makeup aisle, so I'm pretty sure it's not an art set. But I've seen other artists do paintings with makeup brushes before. Both north of the border and Stetson Studios will use it to do brushed highlights on their sculpts. And so I know that makeup brushes can handle acrylic, so I figured if they can handle acrylic, they can handle gouache. Because, gouache doesn't have that same deadline of dry time that acrylic does. I can set down my paintbrush, get distracted, come back 2 hours later, and I can still wash the gouache out of the brush, which is really good for me. I don't know if I was always this flaky in my life, but I've been noticing it hard lately. The second thing about this brush set was for the price. If those little liner brushes didn't work out, I knew that little scoopy palette knife thing was going to be worth the money that I invested in the set, because I just knew in my heart of hearts that it was going to be great for scooping jelly gouache out of the little cups. And let me tell you, I was not disappointed when I tried this in the paintings. We've skipped to the line work, and oh my gosh, how luscious is that? It was really easy to stay with the fine lines, but if I pushed it, I could get some thick lines too. And I've been struggling the past couple years with heavy-handed art making. I can't even use the 0.1 microns pen. I just shove the little felt pieces up into the nibs. And that used to be my favorite micron pen. And so the struggle has been real with the heavy-handedness. And these little liner brushes handled it so well. I could make them heavy lines, but I didn't have to pay attention to keep them from going heavy. And let me tell you, that was such an enjoyable process for me. I'm sold. Go out, buy yourself some makeup brushes. They were cheaper than the artist brushes that I can find around, and they work so nice. So my recommendation now is go try. Maybe not if you're an oil painter, because I don't know what makeup brushes are made out of. For you who aren't in the know, oil paint solvents will actually damage some synthetic materials. So I can't tell the oil painters to go out there and try makeup brushes, but everybody else with water-soluble media, give it a go and let me know how it goes. I will come back if you want me to in another 6 months to adjust my opinion on these of yes, they were amazing first out of the box, but they died quickly, or yes, they're amazing and they're still going. I'm not gonna lie, I got a set of brushes from Artist Loft that did something I've never had a brush do before. I lost half of a brush with bristles just falling out. And I don't know if it was just I got a factory flawed brush, or if that's something that regularly happens to them. When I get more frivolous money at my disposable use, I'm gonna give Artist Loft a second try. But till then, I am going to be using these brushes in my daily arsenal, and I'll be able to give you good feedback on that. I just looked at the screen again, and I am really pleased with that brush work. Oh, okay, so I guess I should talk a little bit about this painting. It is going to be a mallard duck. I've been on a real big kick of indigenous animals for North America. I've lived all over the states. I've lived on all 3 coasts. And so I guess I have probably a little bit wider version of animals to pull from than just Texas animals. But, really love where I live, and I love the animals that have been part of my life. And instead of painting a capybara, which I But I know I'm late to the trend, but I am totally enamored with capybaras now. Um, they are really cool animals, but I'm making an active choice not to paint them, even though I love their aesthetic with the oranges on their head. They are so freaking cool. I am choosing to hopefully have other people feel that same way about some of the animals that have been part of my life. Uh, and so this painting is a love letter to upland ducks and North American animals, as in a lot of the paintings that I've been trying to do, to look around and find the wonderfulness in at-home locations and things not in faraway shores. And I busted out with a third palette of paint. I didn't realize I did it. I thought it was just the Master's Touch and the Arteza gouache in this painting. And apparently that wasn't the case. So the more I use one specific brand of paint, the better I get at mixing just the amount of paint I need for the project. But I've been doing so much flipping around with new paint materials that I've discovered that that skill isn't transferring over to different palettes. So like my Winsor Newton watercolors, I can paint exactly what I need. And I don't feel like I have a whole bunch of waste paint. And so I don't have to make the decision between painting 3 or 4 paintings in the same color palette or wasting a whole bunch of paint. That's not true with like my Arteza or any of the gouaches, because they're new to me. And so since I acquired a pretty good collection of different brands pretty quick, what I've been doing is I've just been switching between the different brands to grab the colors that are what I'm envisioning, instead of just sticking with one set and trying to hand mix it. I could totally make that orange color with time, but like I don't need 2 tablespoons of it to have to figure out what I'm going to do with it later on. So I'm just switching between them, and I'm happy with how the system is working for me so well. And I'm guessing that the further I go with gouache, the less of that you will be seeing from me. But that's my dirty little secret as to why I'm pulling out so many different gouache colors in the painting. I don't know what else to talk about with this painting. I am really excited about the colors that I used. Like that orange color that I used for the cattails is not a color that I think I would have used this time last year. But I am really enjoying it in combination with the green that I've been using with the mallard duck. And I think that it's a color combination that I am going to pull forward into more paintings, and that is a super exciting discovery to me. And as we're closing out this painting with pictures of me using these fine liners, I want to be not like super hyper, and I want to slow it down and be like, oh my gosh, isn't that so lovely? The experience was really pleasant in using these fine liners. And so my heart is wishing all of you in your art journey that you get to find something that you enjoy as much. And here's my end card. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. I read them. They make my day every time I get one. Until next time, have the best week